What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the 27th day of November, and I'd like to say happy Thanksgiving on that note to everybody out there. Here we are at $0.00555 with 8 hours and 11 minutes left in the day. You guys hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about this. Here we are. Consolidating still, and I have to say that it's kind of nice to see that we haven't gone too much lower, right? We've been holding our ground here, which is nice because it might not look that nice on the daily time frame, but on the 4-hour time frame, you can see what we're doing here is we're finding support where we once found resistance. So that actually is a good thing, and we're not giving any of it up really. We could move lower, and if we do move lower, if we do give it up, there is a situation where we have a higher low, or perhaps we have a lower low, and we get some bullish divergence and then move up. I very much do expect that we will see some upside very soon, but it might not be directly from here. Maybe we move sideways some more. Maybe we get a higher low or a slightly lower low, and then we move up. Maybe it is directly from here, but let's go over that, okay? Looking at the 1-hour time frame right now, been very boring. You've actually been very, very boring now since the 24th over the past 3 days. The 1-hour RSI is also boring, but technically it is in a bullish posturing. Okay, technically we are leaning bullish. Stochastics have reset themselves. They're down at the oversold zone. The RSI within this bullish range has also kind of reset itself. It's at the lower ends of this range here. I think they're about to see a push higher. The result that I want to see is that when the stochastics get overbought again, I want to see us a ways away from this range here. I want us to be at like 206 or higher. 206 or higher, something like that. Let's get a move that pushes us higher. More than that's fine, right? This is small stuff. Talking about to get to 0.006. OnyxCoin can move a lot more in 1 hour if it wants to, in a 1-hour period, let alone multiple hours. But I would like to see us with this cross, with this next move up with the stochastics and the RSI. I'd like us to get overbought in the RSI, overbought in the stochastics, a bounce off the 0 on the MACD, and something that takes us away from this range that we've been in for the past 3 days. Something that tells us, hey, we are finding support, hey, we do have a higher low, and we are looking to build and even take out this high and make a higher high. Giving us a higher low and a higher high, something we haven't seen in quite a little while here. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, the stochastics are weird. They're just weird. And when you move sideways, of course, they're going to be weird. So is the RSI. Technically more bullishly postured on both. The MACD has crossed above the 0, and now you're actually at the 0 finding support. This is a good look, guys. This is actually a really good look, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a move up from this because of these readings that we're getting here. The stochastics, as weird as they look, they are bullish. The RSI, as boring as it looks, it is above the 50 predominantly, so it is bullish implied. It's a neutral but bullish kind of stance. Double rejection off the overbought zone, and you didn't reject hard here. The MACD crossed above the 0. Now you're bouncing off the 0. You cross green again. I can't help but think that sometime between now and the end of this month, we should be seeing a move that ideally would take us above this high. Maybe we are back at about 0.0072 by the end of the month, or higher. Or higher with that. So that's nice to see. OnyxCoin, there's a lot of things going on with OnyxCoin right now in Goliath testnet. The mainnet, I forget when it is. I think the mainnet is projected to come out in January, or is it? I don't want to. Maybe there's no date. I don't want to say that. I'm just hearing rumors. Rumors from people who are probably hearing rumors themselves. So it's definitely not definitive. Let's just see. When is OnyxCoin's Goliath mainnet due for release? Let's just see if Grok can come up with anything here, because Grok, it likes to review X chatter, like the chatter on X. It's not an insult to call Grok an it. It's an insult to call him a he, right? Like it's Grok is not a he, it's not a she, it's an it, it's a thing, it's digital. It's not an insult. Somebody heard me say that one time, and they're like, "That's insulting to not call Grok a he." I'm like, "Why? But why is he a he? Does he have a penis? I don't think so." Now we're getting into a whole different discussion, right? That doesn't make somebody a guy. I don't know. I think it does. I think if you have a penis, you're a guy. Call me crazy. Call me old-fashioned, but I think that's what that means. Um, let's just see. Why is it taking so long? You see what happens whenever you load Grok? You leave me to my ramblings. I can already see my subscriber count's gone down by at least 3. Let's see. Come on now. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. What's going on? Why is it taking so long? This is a simple task here. Okay, there we go. According to the official roadmap on Onyx's blog, Goliath Mainnet is scheduled to launch in Q1 2026. Okay, this follows the deployment of the testnet in Q3. So you guys, I've been in crypto since 2015. I've seen various projects, a plethora of projects release their testnets and their mainnets inevitably. When the mainnet comes out, you always get a pump. You always get a pump. And typically it's not when the mainnet comes out. I shouldn't say that. It's before the mainnet comes out. It's like the month before, right? So it's going to be in Q1. Maybe it's in February. Maybe it's in March. Maybe it's in January. We should get a pump going into that. And the pump that we'll see is going to be rather miraculous. It should be stupendous. And I think we're at a low point now. Being that it is Q1, that's a close enough time frame where if we do go lower from here, it's not that we can't go lower. It's not that this has to be the low or else all has failed. It's just if we do go lower, the mainnet release is projected. It's so close to being out that I can't imagine we go too much lower, right? The anticipation, the bullishness on that, people making plays just based off of that alone, off of that media-driven hype, it's going to be spectacular. I wouldn't be surprised in the least. I'm not going to be surprised in the least when OnyxCoin is back here all the way up at about 1.5 cents, probably either by the end of this year of December or sometime in January. Right? We're going to be making a nice V-shaped recovery, and if this is a V-shaped recovery, the starting point is here, or here, or here. It's one of these 3 starting points, and that would at least express a move that would take us above 1.4 cents. And we know getting above 1.4 cents is critical. We get above that, we're breaking out of our downward sloping range. We get above that, we actually have a higher high for the first time. We can set up a higher low. We get above that, and we're thinking about moving up to our all-time high area at 18 cents, above 10 cents, stuff like that. All of that becomes validated once we get above 1.4 cents. So this with the mainnet release, with that buy the hype, sell the news, right? You guys ever wonder, anybody watching this, you ever wonder, okay, people say buy the hype, sell the news, but how do you know when the hype is? Like I heard the news that this event happened, but I wasn't even aware that there was any hype around this news. It just happened all of a sudden. Like I'm trying to think, I don't know, thinking of an example. Like I don't know, like for example, well no that's not a good example actually. I was gonna say the rumors that the new Fed chair is being picked by Trump right now, and he's crypto friendly. That's a rumor. So you buy the rumor, and then whenever he is picked, then you sell the news, right? That's actually a good example right there. But then with OnyxCoin, a good example would be, I'm trying to think of a past example, and I can't think of one where you would buy the rumor. But oftentimes I just find myself, all I'm trying to say here before I get stuck on my own thoughts here, all I'm trying to say is that I oftentimes find myself in these sell the news events where I'm like, I didn't even know that there was a rumor. I didn't even catch the buy the rumor moment. This is our buy the rumor moment. We have Goliath mainnet scheduled for Q1. We're 2/3 of the way through Q4 right now. Okay, Q1 is right around the corner. You buy the hype, you buy the rumor in anticipation of the news getting released sometime in Q1, sometime between here, where we are now, and this point here, we should be moving up. Who knows how high we could go? You buy the hype, you sell the news. Whenever the mainnet gets released, it's probably going to be a good time to sell. You never know though. Sometimes with these crypto, again, I've been in crypto since 2015. Sometimes you pump into the mainnet releases, and then you pump more, and then you dump off. And the reason why you'll pump more is if the mainnet releases and everything goes off without a hitch, without a bug, without a glitch, typically we get a good reaction. The reason why typically whenever you get mainnet releases and you drop afterwards is, first off, it's a sell the news event, and secondly, typically there are bugs, there are issues, and that will cause selling pressure as well. So don't be too critical, right? Buy the dip, buy the hype now in anticipation of the sell the news event. And regardless of if it goes off without a bang or if it goes off with some problems, there likely will be some type of selling pressure soon thereafter, right? I won't be selling any of my OnyxCoin. I'll just be holding throughout all of it, right? But I'm very confident. I'm absurdly confident now, you guys, that we're going to see OnyxCoin at $1 or beyond by the end of the cycle. Here we are at about half a cent. So phenomenal growth, spectacular growth is coming. You just have to be patient and wait, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I mean, is there anything really to go over? Not really. Not really. There's nothing new. I'm trying to think here and just see. I'm not seeing anything. Monthly time frame, maybe? We don't really look at the monthly too often because it's so new. Not really. What about XCN BTC? Not really anything exciting there or there. We're actually rejecting the overbought or the oversold zone here. 3 days, 9 hours left to see if we can pull back up by the end of the week, though. I think we will. I honestly think that we will, so probably not worth concerning ourselves over. Even if we do, whatever, we can set up bullish divergence. It's not a big deal. Bullish divergence on the MACD, bullish divergence on the stochastics. Why not form bullish divergence on the RSI too? But soon enough, this will all cross. We're just waiting on that, man. This looks like, last week looks like a bottoming candle if I've ever seen it, especially paired with all this bullish divergence. It's just a matter of time. And I want you guys to understand, I wish I didn't say I was done with the video like 2 minutes ago, because this is actually an important fact. And we talk about it all the time, but there's a reason we talk about it all the time. It's a very important fact. This divergence that's formed on the MACD, this is not something small, okay? You might look at this and think, oh, it's just one thing. Okay, it's one thing. I'm not gonna lean on that too much. It's just one thing. It's not just one thing. First off, the RSI is oversold beyond belief, right? We're at a very low point here, which we haven't been at since we had our lows here, and even then we weren't this low. We have higher lows with lower lows. It's hidden bullish divergence. We have bullish divergence on the weekly stochastics, which has been forming since August. But beyond all that, this MACD divergence, this is something that's been forming since June. It's November now. So June, July, August, September, October, November. It's been about 5 months. It's been about 5.5 months that this divergence has been forming. This is not a small thing that's happening here. This has taken about a half year to form. That's powerful. That's powerful. And as desperate as some investors might be with OnyxCoin, as depressed as you might be, this consolidation down has been very well formed, very tight. It has not been a dump. It's not been sporadic or chaotic. It's been very well and methodically timed throughout all this. It's very well structured. You've got this well-structured downtrend with this very well-structured uptrend here in the MACD, this bullish divergence. This is not small. It's been going on since April. Or has it been going on since April? Sorry, not since April. It's been going on since June. I was like, wait, I thought it was June. June. We likely see the price rip. It'll skyrocket. All these weeks that it took to move down, just like this here, how it took months to move down, 1 week evaporated all of it. Mark my words. It doesn't have to be this week. It doesn't have to be 3 weeks from now. Sometime soon, though, between now and the end of this year, we are going to see a move that rips us all the way up. All the way back up to where that divergence started. And if I'm correct in assuming that, OnyxCoin USD should have no problem getting above 1.4 cents. We genuinely might see OnyxCoin by the end of the year above 2 cents. And if that happens, guys, the only thing that we should be thinking about are prices that are at anywhere from 10 cents, technically 9.5 cents, to about 21 cents, somewhere in this range. And I'm under the impression that we're going to go all the way up to the golden ratio. That's my thoughts. But we'll see. Time will tell. I don't have anything else for you guys. I'm done this time for real. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Do not fade this thing. Do your research. Do your research. There's a lot of small accounts on X.com that are providing really good information. Some accounts are bigger than my account on X, but still small. That are providing really good information on OnyxCoin. You know, I provide the technicals, but if you want some fundamentals, just go on X, man. There are some really good things to get excited about here. There are all kinds of partnerships, all kinds of things that are happening, and just I don't know. I could really see OnyxCoin doing well, man. I have this story fabricated in my head. I keep trying to end the video, man. I have this story fabricated in my head that with this whole Binance fiasco, this clear issue, this bug in the liquidity and the market making scheme of the markets, the big dogs, because there were billions of dollars that were lost, $20 billion. There's billions of dollars that were lost from the market maker's point of view. They're going to look for other avenues to put their money, to put their liquidity for market making purposes, because clearly this was an issue. This was not a small hiccup. This was a big hiccup that cost some people some money. OnyxCoin is literally built. We're literally built, and we're about to have the mainnet launch. We're building for institutional grade financial use case. Like this mishap with institutional grade financial market making mishap could direct some attention toward OnyxCoin, toward XCN. Not that OnyxCoin or Chain is market making, but I mean, maybe they could shift some of their policy to that. Or again, the fact that it's just built for institutional finance. I don't know, man. We're going to see some interesting things happen. All I'm trying to say here, that the thought that I'm trying to give you is there was a large billions of dollars that was set in a specific place in a specific system that was faulted. Now that money's going to look for another system to go into. When the mainnet is ready, some of that money might trickle into OnyxCoin, and that could really send the price higher. That's all I'm trying to say. But I'm done. I should have ended the video like 10 minutes ago. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Bye bye.